Hi and welcome. My name is Moira Merrithew and I'm co-founder of Merrithew Health and Fitness with my husband Lindsay. Our company's goal is to promote the benefits of responsible exercise around the world. Today's workout is designed to stimulate the cardiovascular and the muscular systems of the body. This routine is ideal for both recreational and professional athletes and can be added to any existing fitness routine. By performing modifications of some traditional Stott Pilates exercises in combination with the Tramp rebounder, we will train with both concentric and eccentric muscular actions. I'm excited to have John Gary with us, along with Joe and Joanna. John Gary is from Los Angeles and is a master instructor trainer for Merrithew Health and Fitness. He's a vital member of our programming team. He specializes in Stott Pilates and athletic conditioning and is a featured instructor in many of our other DVDs. Joanna Menezes is a Stott Pilates instructor trainer living in New York, and Joe Williams is a Stott Pilates instructor and functional fitness trainer from Los Angeles. Take it away, John.
Thanks, Moira. Joe, Joanna, ready to go?
Ready.
All right, today we're going to be working on the reformer using the Tramp rebounder. Tramp rebounder has a really resilient surface, which means that it allows for longer jumping segments, and it will make you fatigue resistant so that you can go a little longer. So let's show you the setup on this reformer for using the Tramp rebounder. First, we're going to move the gear bar and the stopper all the way up to positions 1 and 1. Remove the springs, move the gear bar, and the stopper. For now, we're just going to put 1.5 springs on here. Remember, by half spring, I mean the 50% tension spring. It's the one marked with blue. Whenever you're jumping, you want to make sure that you have your straps off to the side for safety, and so that they don't get caught up in the reformer while you're jumping. Headrest should be up when you're jumping as well. So, we're going to go through a few of the different spring tensions we use for jumping. The first spring tension that we're going to talk about is for our slow motion or core jumping sequences. And I'm actually going to have Joe and Joanna help demonstrate some of these as we go through so you can see what it actually looks like. If you would like to move along with us, this can be part of your workout as well. So Joe, Joanna, you want to take your places on the reformers? That'd be great. Awesome. So we're going to start with that half tension spring. So I'm going to move off the red spring, and we're going to have them just demonstrate this. When you're doing this jumping sequence, you're going to have that imprint position, so your pelvis is tilted back into a slight posterior tilt. From here, we're going to start with the legs together so we get a nice adductor connection. And I'm actually going to have them just do an easy jump out here. It's a really light spring, so what this means is they're going to be really working through the core to hold the legs up. This isn't about the leg power here. This is really about the core strength. Beautiful. And this is our legs together position as they're jumping out and coming in. And one of our supine positions with the imprint position in the pelvis and the spine, and the shoulders relaxed and the head down. Good job, you guys. Excellent. How are we feeling? Starting to get a little warm in the core already? Come on in for a second. And if we can, just place your hands behind your head, scoot just down a little bit away from the shoulder rest, and come up into flexion here. All right, so in this same light resistance, we can have our upper body in flexion. This is another one of the positions you can use. Let's do that same thing. An exhale to jump, and an inhale to land. The exhale helps you recruit the abdominals. Nice job. Excellent work here. Good. And let's show one of the other leg positions you can use while jumping. So you're going to jump out and do a single leg. So jump and pull your leg in, and then land with both feet. That's great. Alternating, coming in and switching. And then let's show another variation, rotating. So as you jump, turning toward the bent leg. So still doing that single knee, perfect, and rotating toward it. Yep, and smiling. That's great, awesome. Come across and back in the center. Now I know they're really getting warmed up. So come all the way back in, and let's move on to the next type of jump. The next type of jump we call the agility jumps. And typically we have one full spring and 1 half tension spring. So let me just adjust that. Joanna, you want to adjust yours as well? Perfect. So for this jumping sequence, we typically are in a neutral position. So relax back to neutral here. So a little space there. And we're going to start in that supine position with a nice neutral shoulder alignment, headrest up again. And let's do feet hip distance apart and show another position here. And from there, just an easy jump. You've got it. Yes. Good. So for our agility jumps, this is when you're going to get your heart rate up and really start working and getting that metabolism going. You can see the carriage is going to return a lot faster. So now we're really focusing on the quads, the glutes, and the hamstrings. This is a true jump, what it feels like to jump from the ground, but with really nice soft landing and a little help through the joints, not taking as much stress into them. Perfect. Let's go into a jog. So just showing another type of jump. So with the agility jumping series, this is when we usually move the most around that cardio tramp rebounder surface area, doing all different kinds of jumps. Perfect. Yep. Now we can land with both feet high on the trampoline. That's it. And this is a great position to be in for clients who may be a little bit more limited in their mobility or just for variation. So now we can jump a little lower down on the cardio tramp. That's it. Good. And even a little lower. Joe, go for it there. Down a little lower. A little lower. There we go. Now I'm making him work really hard as he jumps out. He's got to stabilize through the core even more so that he keeps that pelvic position. How's that going for you? It's looking good. He's still smiling, so we know we've got him. All right, Joanna, how are we doing over here? All right. Joanna's doing well. All right, so we're going to come back into the center and jump with your feet together. That's it. And then come all the way in. I'm just going to tell you about the final one because we're actually going to do this later on in the workout. But the final type of jump is called the power jump segment. And for that one, we'll use 2 full springs to 2.5 springs. So 2 full springs and a 50% spring. We use that jumping sequence to really get into the big muscles. So we would use that with just very simple jumping patterns. And you guys can just keep jumping right here while I'm talking. Why waste the workout time, right? Jumping out there. We got it. There we go. Go for it, Joe. Yes. He needs to get his workout in. As you can see, we need to get him in a little bit better shape, right? Okay, so that power jumping sequence is going to take place for only about a minute or so, and it's usually a really powerful section, and again, very simple choreography. All right, let's review another position that we use here, which is called sideline. So coming in, we're going to go down to just 1 full strength spring here. So let me adjust that for you, Joe. Getting the royal treatment here. And then when you're laying in the sideline position, you have a couple of options. You can just lay on your side. Let's face that way. That's it. And we can put a nice cushion underneath your head to support your head and neck. We're going to have everything stacked here, your hips, your shoulders. This hand can be resting on the carriage. That hand's just holding onto the shoulder rest right there. Leg is tucked in, bottom leg is resting here, and you would just jump with that top leg, so easy jumps there. And we're looking to make sure that Joe stays really stacked here. I'm going to make him work a little harder and bring your top hip forward, line it right up over the bottom. Beautiful. That's it. Good. And this would be a single leg jump, obviously, and we can do some different things here, lifting the leg up when you jump, making sure the pelvis still stays stable, bringing the leg slightly forward, taking it to the back. Make sure you land on that surface. Perfect. Bring it forward. Bring it forward again. Give me that little kick forward when you jump. Bring it. Yes, that's it. Now control it. Yes, perfect. Beautiful. And then come all the way in. That's right. All right. So now we're going to take you up onto your hands and knees. And we're going to show another position that you would be able to jump in. So from here, what I'm going to have these guys do is kneel on the reformer facing the back of the carriage with their hands here. Make sure you are hooked around the shoulder rest, either the metal frame or the cushion part of that shoulder rest. So you want to get up on there, and we're going to keep the 1 spring on here. And you're going to kneel with your knee toward the back. And from here, you're just going to do an easy jump here. So jumping out and coming in. That's it. And you can have your leg land just a tiny bit higher on that trampoline. Beautiful. Shoulder blades drawn back a little bit, chest open in front. Perfect. Abdominals connected. Very good. Let's see how Joanna's doing over here. How are you feeling, Joanna?
Good.
Okay, we lost the woo, now it's just a good. All right, so now we're gonna jump and we're gonna lift that leg up here. Lift up, yep. And as you do that, get a little more work through the glutes and hamstrings. Beautiful, guys. Come all the way in, and let's review another position here. So come all the way onto your back one more time. Perfect, right on your back in that first position. And we're gonna keep that one spring on. So let's look at a few more different types of jumps that we can do. So we've covered the basic. Let's have you guys start with that basic right there, easy jump. I just have one spring on so they can show you these movements, and you can kind of see they'll be out there a little bit longer. So we're gonna have you jumping, that's great. And as you jump, you're gonna pull your knees in. That's it, so tuck jump. We've got, yeah, pulling in, beautiful, nice. And you're just gonna stretch them back out. And Joe's doing an awesome job here of making sure that he slows that carriage down and stops and jumps back out before he reaches the rubber stopper. That takes a lot of eccentric control through the muscles, and he's doing an awesome job. I think you've done enough of those. Let's go into an air jack. So you're gonna jump, you're gonna open your legs straight out to the sides. That's it. Perfect, you guys, looking good. And we can take that right into what we call a straddle jump, where the legs go out, they also go up. Control a little bit, make sure the glutes stay down. There you go, that's it. Easy does it, he is ready to go. All right, a couple more times, jumping out there. You got it, yes. All right, one more time, and come all the way in. Let's show a stag jump. This is a little bit more complex. You're gonna jump with your feet laterally rotated, landing on there. Don't stop jumping, just keep jumping. There you go. One leg bends, the other leg goes out to the side. There we go. That's it. Now this takes a little bit of coordination. You can get really fancy and make sure that the leg that's reaching out is the foot is plantar flexed and the opposite leg is dorsiflexed. Woo! Almost got it in the face there, Joe. You weren't aiming, were you? All right, keep jumping and coming back in. 2 more times. Reach out. 1 more time. And come all the way back in. All right, so now that they've jumped a little bit, I think we're ready for our actual first jumping segment. So let's move on, and we'll be able to review some more of the positions and different types of jumps as we go through the actual workout. So we're moving up here, guys. I'm gonna make you work a little harder. 1 full strength spring and 1 50% spring. All right, and we're gonna start with just your basic jump. So, nice and neutral alignment through the pelvis. Make sure the shoulders are open. You don't have the death grip on the end of the carriage. You're nice and relaxed, and just an easy jump there. That's it. Perfect. So that one spring that we used really helped to warm these guys up. And now they're ready for these stronger spring jumps. That's it. Controlling the takeoff. You got it. Jumping. Perfect. That's it, great. Now, I want you to keep going, and what I'd like you to do is go into a slow jog. So you're gonna land on one foot, and then you just alternate to the other foot. That's it, jump and switch. Jump and switch. Now, we can land on the outsides of the trampoline. Yep, parallel still. That's it, don't turn out on me. There you go. Or we can land in the center, which makes it a little more challenging to control the pelvic placement. Yes. All right, that's enough of them. Keep jumping though, don't stop. Now you're gonna jump with your feet up in the top corners, right in the right, left in the left, turned out. That's it. And we're gonna make kind of a V, not kind of a V, a capital V here. So you're gonna land once in the top corners and then once with your legs together near the bottom. And then back in the corners and then down near the bottom. Beautiful, that's it. You've got it. Yes, and now we're gonna combine those movements. And with any of these jump movements that we're showing you, you can put together your own combinations. But here's one for you. We're gonna start with 2 basics. So jumping out with your feet hip distance apart, beautiful. Then 2 jogs, landing on the right foot, landing on the left foot, and then your V up in the corners, and then down together in the middle. Let's do that again, 2 basic jumps. There we go. Now this time when you do your jog, I want you to start with the left foot. Land with your left foot first. Oh, there we go. And the right foot. There we go. And then up in the top. We're going to do that again. And down in the bottom. Now 2 basics. That's it. Now jump and just land with your left foot. And then land with your right foot. And then up in the corners turned out. And down in the center. Good. And just go to your basic. And come all the way in and relax. that was awesome. From here, we're gonna go to the modified elephant. So if you guys would just step off your reformer, we're gonna change your resistance here. Actually, we're gonna use anywhere from 1 to 1.5 springs. So let's keep it at 1.5 springs for this one. You're gonna always make sure that you're supported when you're stepping up onto the carriage. So I want you to use the top of the cardio tramp and step right up onto the carriage for me. Perfect, nicely done. And then we're gonna go into the high half toe position or heels lifted here. And we're gonna bend the knees, keep nice and open through the whole body. Just draw your bottom ribs in just a hair for me, perfect. And from here, we're gonna move the carriage by extending your knee. So press the carriage out, just extend the knee. Once you feel the knees straighten, come back in. All right, so we're gonna go out there and I don't want you to pop it, I want you to control it. Good, and come back in. So really use the core here, press, control, and come back in. We're gonna exhale, we're gonna breathe. Exhale as you go out, inhale as you come back in. We've got it. And press, and come back in. All right, now we're just gonna change your foot position. So we're gonna bring your heels down, and they're gonna be right against the shoulder rest. Unless you feel like it's too far of a reach, then you can actually start with your feet a little further forward on the carriage. We're still gonna start with those flexed knees. So bend your knees, and again, you're moving the carriage back with your hamstrings. That's it, by lengthening the knees and coming back in. You're probably gonna feel a really increased stretch here all through the back of the calf. So if it's too much, then you can go back up into that heel lifted position. All right, and press out, exhale, beautiful job. Notice the really nice scapular stabilization here. Joanna's doing awesome, and press back out. It's great. And Joe's doing great too. Joe's doing great too. Come back in now. All right, we're gonna bring one foot forward here. And we're gonna do this single leg version. So one foot, the one that's forward, the heel is lifted. The other one can be down or up, but we're gonna do it down for right now. And then you just press that carriage back, moving the back leg, and come back in. We're working on stabilizing through the pelvis here so we don't see any rotation. Exhale to press out, inhale to come back in. Let's switch legs. Let's do that same thing on the other side. That's it. Got it, and press, and come back in. Good, and press out. So this is a great way to get length through the calves and still work through the back of the hamstring. A little bit of glute engagement there as well. Press out, and then come all the way back in. Nicely done. All right, let's get a little bit of upper body work here. So be careful stepping off, please. That's it, and we're gonna go here to just We'll give Joe, let's see, 3 springs? No, we'll just go with 1. All right, I was trying. We're just gonna go with 1 spring here. And Joanna, we're gonna let you go with a half a spring. It's not because I don't think you're really strong, but I wanna show the options. All right, so if you put your platform extenders on, please, right between the carriage and the pulleys. That's it, we're gonna do our tricep and hamstring pull series. So have a seat there. Yeah. Let's bring that a little further forward for me. Yep, that's it, and have a seat. Good. Now from here, we're gonna start with the triceps. So coming off, hands are on the side. Make sure that your wrist is in a nice position here. You're gonna start by flexing the elbows and sinking down, and then exhale to press back up. Good. Inhale to bend, and exhale to press up. Now, if you notice that the person you're working with, do like 10 more while I'm talking. If you notice that the person you're working with might need a little bit more help, or you want to have them get more range, we have an option. So Joe, let's show that option. Have a seat right up there, and step off and bring that platform off. We're gonna show the option with the box here. So right up on top. There you go. You can move that back just a little bit. Right there. That's it, and coming up and sinking down. And you can see Joe now has more range. He's got longer legs. He's a little bit taller. So this is a good option also for people who tend to really grip in the hip flexors. Now stay up at the top. Let's do your hamstring pull here. Pull right in, exhale. That's it. Put your whole foot down. Press down and pull in. Yes, pressing into your feet. Exhale, pull. He's working just a little bit there. 2 more times, pull. I think we can do 1 more time. There you go. And let's go right into the combo, shall we? Now do a tricep. This is really easy for me. And come up. Now do the hamstring pull. And do that again. Sink down and press up and pull in and out. 1 more time. Sink and up and pull in, and then just finish back up on the box. All right, let's move on now to the ab pull. So we're going to switch your box out, Joe. And you can keep the platform extender on there. That's great. Yeah, just keep that on. Perfect. And we're going to move it so that it's about in the middle between the end of the carriage and the pulleys. There we go. And you can, on this one, you can use anywhere from a half to a full tension spring. So Joe, if you'll just come on right on there, onto your knees, Joanna. That's it. Kneeling with your hands on the top of the shoulder rest. And even though we're up at an angle here, we want to get this nice neutral alignment. That's it. Nice strong core. You've got it. So from here, the first thing we're going to do is just work the lats. So everything stays still, and as you exhale, you pull the carriage in, and then inhale to return. And you can see the lats, rear delts, and triceps working there. Perfect. And then come back out. Very nice, guys. Exhale to pull. Now with the headrest up, which is the position we suggest, you can pull it all the way in. Can you show that, Joe? Keep pulling, keep going, all the way. There you go, and you get nice big range, and that's what we're looking for, full range. So pull it in again, all the way in there, and then come back out. 2 more, pull in, that's it. Now watch that you don't start to sink into the lower back. As it gets more challenging, we've really got to work on the, yes, stabilization, and hold it there right at the end. So return the carriage. We're moving on, we're going to do flexion. So we're going to pull the carriage in by flexing the spine and drawing the arms in, allowing the shoulders to separate and the head to drop, and then return. Beautiful. Exhale to pull in, and inhale to return. This is great. And exhale in. Very nice. And then return. And one more time, pulling in, flexing the spine. Very nice. Articulating from tail to the top of the head and back. Now let's take both hands over on the left side of the shoulder rest, and we're going to work on lateral flexion and also flexion of the spine in the forward direction as well. So breathe in to prepare, and then exhale. You're going to feel the obliques on that side working really hard as you flex toward that side, and then return it, lengthening back out. And do that again. Exhale to pull, and inhale to return. This is awesome. And do that again. Exhale to pull, and then return, and then let's switch over to the opposite side. That's it, turning, breathe in to prepare. Nice job, Joanna. Exhale, flex the spine, pull it in. That's it, pull, 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 and return. Yes, and again, pull in, engaging the obliques, especially on this right side here, and return. Again, pull in, exhale. That's it, dropping the head, shoulders are sliding away, and return. Beautiful job. From there, we're going to move on to our next jump interval. So for this one, we're going to be using one of the positions that we haven't talked about yet, kneeling facing the cardio tramp rebounder. So we're going to go to 1 spring, and you can work anywhere. Actually, we're going to start on a half spring for these guys. So you can work anywhere from a quarter up to 1 spring. So let's keep the 50% tension spring on. Come right onto the reformer there. On the carriage, kneeling with your feet against the shoulder rest, and you're going to be in this nice neutral alignment, but you are up at an angle. So come up off your heels just a little bit there. And we're going to be jumping with our hands on the frame, coming off of the frame of the cardio tramp rebounder. So breathe in to prepare, and it's an exhale, an easy press back. Just get used to the resistance. Now it's really important that you stay engaged through the glutes and the hamstrings, and you're going to feel all the back extensors working here to support this position. So we're using a half a spring, which means you're going to be out for a longer period of time. That's going to make you work a lot harder. You can see these guys really working to stabilize in that position. Actually, they're making it look pretty darn easy. All right, so keep going. And as you press out, you're going to come to vertical. So you're going to press out. You're going to use your glutes and hamstrings, extend the hips, and then come back down and catch it before it hits the stopper. Really nice. And again, exhale to press out. Awesome. And come back in. And press. Now you don't need to speed up, you can control it. Yes. And then come back in. Now stay in the hinged position, and let's do the arms opening to the side. So jumping and arms open out, and then come back in and do that again. Arms open out and come back in. Good. And again, and come back in. Beautiful. Now I want you to go right through a breaststroke. So out to the side, circle them through. Exhale and come around. Beautiful. Press and come around. Now, if you were using one spring, you would be moving a lot quicker, and it would be much more challenging on the upper body to control the return of the carriage. So from here, we're going to go right into a crawl stroke. So just start with the easy jumps, arms straight first, arms straight. And then you're just going to circle one arm up and around like you're swimming. Yes, so forward, not the backstroke yet. There you go, that's it. And jump and circle. Beautiful. And circle. Awesome job, you guys. One more time like that, and then let's add rotation to this. So as you circle, turn to the side and come back. Good. Don't speed up. It's not a race. It's not actually a swimming race. That's it. You got it. Circle and come back. Beautiful. One more time and come back. From here, we're going to go to one arm. So you're going to take one hand and either place it on your thigh, or if you've got long enough arms, you can even rest your fingertips on top of the carriage itself. Either place is fine, and we're just going to jump with the one arm here. So easy jump. And then come back in. So if you were at one spring, you may now want to reduce it to that 50% tension. Great. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to extend your hips as you jump out. That would be your shoulder. There you go, hips. We got it. And why don't we just put your hand on your thigh the whole time and then come back down. There we go. That looks great. Yes. Now stay in the hinge position. We're doing great. We're doing great. Open the arm to the side. Woo! Yes, they are working. And again, press out, open, and come back in one more time. Looking great. Awesome. Let's switch to the other side and even you guys out. So starting with just the easy jump out. Press out and come back in. Now they're going to start to feel the quads here working really hard, holding that position, and the glutes and hamstrings, and all the muscles down the spine. And I can see they're still smiling. That's it. Here we go. Now we're going to come up into extension, hip extension. Yep. And come back down. Good. And that should feel great to come up and let that all release. Good. 2 more times. 1 more time. Now staying in the hinge and opening your arm out to the side. Yes. Good. And press again. Beautiful. And again. And 1 more time. Press. And easy does it. Control the return. That was a great segment. That was awesome. Let's move on now to the side lunge. So back to the platform extender. And we're going to place the platform extender on the rails right there. And we are going to keep a half tension spring on for Joe. And Joanna, if you want to adjust yours to the quarter spring, you can do that. This is a really challenging exercise for the adductors. Are you ready to do it? Let's get it going. So stepping up, make sure that you're really careful to step on the platform first. You can use the rails. Anything that's solid and not moving is a really good place to step up onto first. Then you're going to place your foot on the carriage. Remember, it's a lighter tension, so that carriage is going to move really easily, so be careful there. We're going to start with an easy side lunge just to establish our position and get the legs warmed up. So we're going to lunge toward the platform leg and reach your hand, opposite hand toward that, and then switch over. So kind of a speed skater, side to side movement. Beautiful. Reaching your arm across. That is gorgeous. Beautiful, Joanna. Beautiful. And reach across and reach across. Excellent. Now stop over on the platform side. Very nice. Hands behind your back. And rise up a little bit with your upper body so your chest is higher than your hips. Yeah, Joe, you can go down just a hair. You're perfect right there. And from there, breathe in to prepare. Now exhale, flex your knee, use your adductors to pull that carriage in and return with control. Exhale, pull. Now they are making this look really easy. This is a really challenging movement. Exhale, pull in. It's so important that you establish the core before you start the movement. So making sure that the abdominals are working before you try to pull that leg in. Again, head rest up is going to allow for more movement. Now let's move on to the next one. Your leg is going to be straight. You're going to rise up on the platform leg and then come back down, keeping your knee right over your foot and keeping your hip right in line with your knee. That's excellent. That's it. And pulling up. Very good. And coming back down. We've got one more in us, right? Pull up. Yes. And then come back down. Nicely done. All right. Stepping back. Before we switch sides, we're going to step off carefully. So step back. That's it. And then work your way around to the other side, please. And let's even you out. So remember, stepping up on the platform. You can use the rail if you need to. Establish your position, and we're going to start with our lunge. So lunging over toward the platform side, switching and lunging over toward the opposite side, and switching again, and switching again, and ending on the platform side. Very nice. Now hands go behind your back. Chest is higher than your hips. Establish the core position. Exhale, pull that carriage in, flexing your knee. And return. Good. And again, pull in. Yes. And return. Now, Joanna, I'm going to have you scoot your foot up a little bit further so you actually have more surface area there. Try that. Pulling in, abs in. There you go. Beautiful. And that just allows her to really get the connection a little bit more all the way up through the inside of her leg. Now, holding the outside leg straight, rising up on that platform leg, coming back down, keeping your hip directly over your foot. Awesome job. Exhale up and inhale, return. Beautiful. 2 more. Pull up. We got to even you out and come back down. Excellent. Pulling up and come back down. Terrific. Okay, carefully step off the back. That's it. Or the front. Let me help you. There you go. Coming down. Good. Now come around and let's put the platform extender on the front. So for this next series, we're not actually going to be moving the carriage. So for it to stay in a supported position, we're going to go to 1.5 springs. And we're going to remove the shoulder rests on this one. There we go. I'll put that in for you. And the platform extender is going to go right in front of the cardio tramp rebounder. From here, you don't need to remove your shoulder rest, but it is going to allow for more range of motion. So we're going to do it for these guys because they have a great range of motion. So here we go. You're going to lay on the carriage. Head is on the platform extender. That's it. And you're going to reach your arms back so that they are holding on to the cardio tramp rebounder. You're going to come into this nice, we're going to start in an imprint position for me. That's it. And scoot your hips over a little bit, Joe. That's it. And then bring your legs right into tabletop for me. Yes. So we're going to start with that tabletop position. Nice position, Joanna. We're good. And we're going to do a single leg stretch. So from here, stretch one leg out and then switch. And then exhale, switch and switch. Good. And when you bring your leg in, you're going to bring it to about a tabletop position. You can bring it in further, but it's actually more challenging to come into tabletop because it's a longer lever working against the abdominals. They've done enough of those here, don't you think? Now come into the tabletop position. We're going to start by rotating the pelvis to the right on this one. So we're going to do that same thing with the pelvis rotated, reaching out and switching. Beautiful. And you can use the frame of the cardio tramp rebounder to help you stabilize through the upper body so that you're not rotating your rib cage. Yes, and then come back through the center for me. Come over to the left side and same thing, reaching out and out. Beautiful. And reach. Nicely done. And reach. And then come back to the center. And now we're going to combine all of these. So we're going to start doing 2 in each direction. So starting in the center, reach one leg, and then the other. Now rotate the pelvis, reach one leg, and then the other, come back to the center, reach one leg, and then the other, come over to the left side, reach, and reach, come back to the center. We're going to finish in the center, reach, and reach. Now both legs come into tabletop. So we always want to work both directions, right? So now we're going to do this, starting going to the left side. We're going to start with the left leg reaching first. Left and right. Then rock your hips over. Yes, left and right. Come back through the center. Good breathing. Excellent connection. And now do that same thing over to the opposite side. And we will finish in the center, reaching and coming all the way back into tabletop. Beautiful work. Okay, you're not done though. So keep the legs in tabletop. We're gonna go into a little extended tabletop position. Give me a good adductor connection there. So extended tabletop means just reaching a little bit further away than the 90-90. From here, you're gonna draw your knees in and roll just your pelvis back off. If you can, just go for that movement if you have a hard time lifting your pelvis, and then return. Good. Still smiling. We're going to exhale, draw the knees in, use the abdominals to curl up, keep the shoulders nice and open, and then return. That is excellent. Good job. Keep going. Let's check on Joanna. Curling up and then reaching away. Beautiful. You make it look so easy. Exhale, pull in, and then come all the way back down. That is great. All right, now we've done a lot of hip flexor work, so we're going to open those up a little bit. So take your feet and place them on the tracks. That's it. And from here, you can just rest your arms down by your sides for me. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, keeping the connection in the abs, just press your hips up, and that is going to feel wonderful right now. Breathe in and stay, and then exhale, roll the ribs down, rolling all the way down through, and come back to a nice neutral position at the bottom. Let's do that a few more times. Breathe in, and then exhale, press up. Breathe in and stay, and then exhale, roll down through the spine, release, release, release. And one last time for you guys. Breathe in, and exhale, press up. Breathe in and stay, and then exhale and roll down. That is awesome. All right, let's move on, guys. Come on off there. You can move your platform extenders off, put your shoulder rest back on, and we are going into our power jump segment. So I'm going to grab the stopwatch here. We want to time this segment. As I said in the beginning, we want to make sure that we actually do this for a maximum of 2 minutes, but these guys have been working really hard. We're going to do just a 1 minute segment here, and that's typically what you're going to begin with. Even a 30-second segment would be good. So what I'd like them to do is change their springs to 2. Now, Joe always asks for 3, but we don't recommend putting higher than 2.5 springs on. So I will make sure, yep, we've got 2 springs on for Joe. We're ready to go. And let's come down onto the carriage for me. Joanna, you're all set there. Perfect. Yes. So for our power segment, we're going to keep it very basic. The clock starts now, so these guys are going to start jumping right now. So we're going to keep a basic jump on. We're in a neutral position. We're going to control the takeoff, and definitely control the landing. That's great. Yes, very, very good. And so we're going to talk about here what's happening. When we go into this larger spring tension, the carriage is moving back a lot more quickly. So the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings, the muscles that are the braking system need to kick in a lot more quickly so that Joe and Joanna both slow that carriage down and stop it before it actually hits the stopper. That's awesome. Good. All right, keep jumping. You're not done yet. You're going to go into a single jog. Now, this is particularly hard because we're landing on one leg and taking off on one leg with the same number of springs on. Alternating is the best way to go here. It's a beautiful thing. They're doing a great job. You've got 3, 2, and 1 coming all the way in, and there's your power segment. That was just awesome. Okay, now your legs are really warm. Let's go into a really nice stretch for them called the Russian splits. So step off the side, and for this one, we're going to go into 1.5 springs. So 50% tension and 100% tension. The platform, woo, we got Lake Joe going right here. The platform is going to go right in front of the cardio tramp rebounder. Here we go. You're going to step up. Now remember, when you're getting onto the carriage, you want to make sure that you're stable. We're going on our knee here, so you're going to reach across for the opposite side with your hands. Put your knee against the back shoulder rest for me. Yep, right back here, Joe. That's it. And then your inside foot is going to go right on the edge of the platform extender. From here, both hands are going to be resting on that side right there. So all the way down, lean on your hands. Yeah. And then we're going to get as neutral as we can in this position. Joe's really tall, so you might find that there's a little bit of rotation in the pelvis. Can you scoot this knee back further? And that will help out a little bit. From here, we're going to start by pressing out with the platform leg and then coming back in. And do that again. Press out and come back in. Good. And as you're going in and out, notice that the knee and the toe stay in alignment with the hip. Now we're going to press out. Hold it there. And from there, you're going to push the carriage leg out. So he's pushing with his knee and then come back in. Exhale as you press. I want you to keep the platform leg straight and just push with the carriage leg out and come back in. Now I'm going to have Joe also assist with his hands, sweeping his arms across. That will help increase the stretch and come back in. And one more time, pressing out. Beautiful. And come back in. Now bend your knee and come all the way back in. So this time we're going to press out with both. So Joanna here is going to press out with her leg on this side and on the carriage side, and then come back in. Breathe in. That's it. And then again, exhale, press out. Keep everything in alignment. Press away. It's looking great. And come back in. And one more time here, pressing out, lengthen away, reach. and come back in. Now from here, all we're gonna do is lift the torso up. So you can support with your hands on your hips, or if you're feeling a little unstable, you're still gonna be leaning forward a little bit here. If you feel unstable, you can have your fingertips on top of the shoulder rests, all right? And just reaching out. Now press with that outside leg, press away, and come back in. Yes, that's it. So press with the outside leg and with the knee, press. And come back in, and one more time, pressing out. A nice exhale there, control it. And then come back in. Perfect. All right, let's move off to the other side. So if you guys would just turn around for me, that'd be great. And remember, your knee goes right back against the shoulder rest. So scoot your whole knee right against there for me. That's it. Perfect. And then put your hands over the front side and put your foot right on the edge of the padded platform extender. From there, you're gonna start pressing out with the platform leg. Exhale to press out. Just open up through the front of your chest and then bend your knee to come back in. Beautiful. And press back out. Exhale and come back in. So this, we're just really working through the platform leg on this one. That's great. Now one more time, pressing out. How are we feeling, guys? We still good? Hold the carriage out there. Press out with your carriage leg and come back in. That's it, and press out with the carriage leg. Nice, and come back in. Keep your platform leg straight now, Joanna. That's it, and just press out with the carriage leg. Yes. Now bend all the way back in. Come all the way back in. Breathe in for me. Now press out with both. Working both, really reaching through. That's it, abdominals connected, and come back in. Good, shoulders open in front. Nicely done, excellent. Press, and come back in. Good, now coming up into a more vertical position. You don't have to come all the way up to vertical. Hands can be either resting on the shoulder rest or on your hips. Find your really strong position here, and then press out. Exhale, press away. Control everything. Yes, and come back in. That's great. And again, pressing out. Yes, and coming back in. You deserve this after that power segment. You guys worked really hard, and come all the way back in. Not to mention that adductor pull that we did before. Excellent work. All right, come on off there. And let's take the platform extender off. And we're gonna go right into the down stretch. So we're gonna keep the springs the same. You can go with 1.5 up to 2 springs. So they're gonna be kneeling on the carriage with their hands resting on the top of the cardio tramp rebounder. Feet against the shoulder rest, sitting back toward your heels in a nice flexed position. Really draw the tailbone under. That's it. From there, so start in flexion. From there, we're gonna actually come forward. So this is a preparation for the down stretch. You're gonna bring your hips forward. You're gonna open up through the whole front of the body. Now you're gonna hold that position. Strong abs, and press out as you inhale. Oh, there we go. And exhale to come back up. Remember, when in doubt, just breathe. And again, pressing out through the knees, and then draw it back up. Let's do that again. Reaching through and come back up. Now on this next one, you're gonna press out that same way, but to return, you're gonna flex the knees, hips, and spine all the way back in, and allow your head to adjust to that position. So great. Again, coming forward, open up through the whole front of the body. Breathe in, press away. Abdominals stay connected. Glutes and hamstrings are working here to support the position of the pelvis. And again, lengthen away and come back up. Now lengthen away one more time, and this time you're gonna flex everything, draw in, really curl the tailbone under, and let the head release down. One last time there. That was so great, it deserves another one. And this is a really great way to open up through the whole body at the end of the workout. So come forward into your extended position, and then inhale as you press out. And exhale as you draw it back in. Keep the chest nice and open, and draw the shoulder blades back as you press out. Keep them there. Keep the chest lifted, and come back up and press out one more time. And this time you're gonna exhale and flex everything, draw everything back underneath. Beautiful work. And now we're just gonna stretch the sides of your body. So take both hands over to the left corner of the cardio tramp rebounder. Hold on to the frame and let your hips stretch right open to the side here. Just let them come right off the side, and feel that beautiful stretch through the shoulder, the lat, right down through the obliques and through the side of the hip. Go through the center, switching your hands over to the other side, and the same thing. A nice easy stretch over to the side. Allow your head to just release down into your arms, and really stick those hips out there, Joe. Let's see those hips. Push them out. There you go. And come to the center. Let's do that again to the other side. Reaching over to the corners. Joanna's got the whole hip action down here. Moving over to the side. You're going to have to give Joe some lessons later. All right, come over to the side and to the other side. Stretch over. Beautiful job, both you guys. That was such a great workout. Come back to the center. And that was really awesome. Thank you both, Joanna and Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, John, Joe, and Joanna. That was terrific, terrific. I hope you enjoyed learning these challenging movements on the reformer. Today we demonstrated that strength conditioning can be achieved with progressive intervals that vary in both length and intensity. You should incorporate this routine into your current training schedule 2 to 3 times a week for best results. See you next time, and thanks for watching.
Merrithew Health and Fitness is a name synonymous with the highest quality and finest manufacturing materials in the health and fitness industry. Stott Pilates equipment, manufactured and engineered by Merrithew Health and Fitness, is used by studios worldwide and recognized as the professional's choice. To find out more about Stott Pilates, Zenga, or our athletic conditioning line, visit Merrithew.com or email info@Merrithew.com. Merrithew.com is the only one-stop health and fitness destination and e-store of its kind, featuring high-performance physical training equipment for any commercial fitness facility, health studio, or home gym.